Hi, my name is Jerry and I'm with Argent POS. Today's topic is setting up and using the rewards program in QuickBooks Point of Sale. Before we get started, I'd like to invite you to visit our web store at www.argentpos.com or call us at 1-888-515-3085. We are premier resellers for Intuit QuickBooks products, and we'd be delighted to talk with you about any of your system needs. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to set up and use the QuickBooks Rewards program, also known as a customer loyalty program. You know, customer loyalty programs are currently very popular. Have you noticed that almost every retailer at checkout asks if you're a member of their program, and if not, do you want to join? Well, there must be a reason. And some of the reasons are that it's a great way to increase sales, it's a good way to earn repeat business from your customer, but a really great benefit of a loyalty program is that it can be a feeder for your targeted email marketing efforts. A loyalty program is a great way to collect customer names and email addresses, and this, combined with being able to track the customer's purchasing history, allows you to use a very targeted email campaign that will produce great results. Now, QuickBooks Point of Sale has an email campaign function that can use customer purchasing history down to the item level. So if you're not familiar with this, you can see our tutorial on this function. Now, before defining your rewards program, there's a few things you really need to consider and do. First of all, there may be some state legal requirements around how loyalty or reward programs are structured, so you need to be sure you're familiar with those so that you're in compliance. But specifically in the program, you need to have your company preference, I want to track customers, enabled to use the customer rewards program. So we're going to turn this on, and we're going to go to File, we're going to Preferences, Company, and under the General section we're going to look at the I want to track customers box right here. This checkbox should be checked so that you will be able to track customers in the QuickBooks Point of Sale. So on the home screen, from the Customers menu drop down, we will select Reward Manager, and this is going to open up a Reward Manager control panel that has three sections on it. One section is called Reward Setup, one section is called Program Status, and one section is called Reward Options, and in addition there is an I Want To drop down menu. So we'll go through these one at a time. Now, the first thing you want to do when you come in is, if the reward program is not already turned on, you will want to click this button to turn it on. In our case, it's already on, so we're just going to leave it on. You can also do this from the drop down menu. You can turn it off or turn it on. So the second step we want to take is work in the setup section. This is where we're going to define the program. So we're going to enter in this first prompt box a purchase threshold, and this is the amount of money that a customer must spend with you to be eligible for the reward. So you can enter whatever amount that you would like in here. We're going to enter $100. Okay, and then in the second box is the reward amount. So you can enter a number here that's either a dollar amount or a percent amount. In this case, we're going to enter a dollar amount, and we're going to say that for every $100 that a customer spends with us, we're going to give them a reward amount of $5, which will be $5 off of a future purchase. The third box here is a reward expiration date. Now, this is a required field, but it's not required that they expire. So you can select either none, for that they don't expire, or you can choose the number of days in which the customer must use those reward dollars by coming back to your store and making a purchase. So in this case, we're just going to say 30 days. And the next set of boxes is the purchase tracking period. Now, you must have a start date, and I'm going to change this just so that I can demo something later on. So we'll say we're going to start this on this particular date, and then you can either have an end date or you can say that there is no end date. So if there's no end date, you just uncheck this box and you will be able to get a drop down calendar to set your end date, or you can say there is no end date. So the third area that you want to go to is the options, and the first option is a checkbox which says, do you want to automatically enroll new customers in the rewards program? We're going to check that one to say yes. The next one is, do you want to prompt the sales associate to enroll when making sales to non-members? And we should check yes to that. And then the third one is, do we want to inform the cashier when the sales rewards are earned? And so We're going to say yes, we want to do that. Now this next bit of information is for blocking the reward redemption for X number of days after being earned. And we just check this little box, and what this really amounts to is that if you have like a return policy, say 10 days or so, then you might want to set this to be 10 days to make sure that you don't allow for the reward redemption and then the merchandise gets returned. We're going to leave this 0 for this particular case. Now, before we leave this control panel, I want to show to you the I want to options here. The first one is enroll all customers in rewards program. If you click this box, it will then immediately check the rewards member checkbox in the customer list for every customer that's in the list. And you may or may not want to do that, but if you're just starting up a program and you got hundreds of customers, your choices are either to enroll all the customers by checking this box or to enroll them individually as they come in and you ask them, do they want to be a member? So it's up to you as how you want to do that, but this would get them all. We're not going to check that at the moment. And while I'm on the I want to menu looking at this first entry of enroll all customers, let me just show you where the indication is in the customer list that someone is in fact a member of your rewards program. So if you go to the customer list, and I have customized these columns to have the rewards member column visible here, you'll notice that there is a box here, and for Andrew Jacobs there's a check in this box. This indicates that Andrew Jacobs is a member of your rewards program. If the box is not checked, they are not members. So let me just show the details on this. And now notice in this box in the lower left hand corner, the section called rewards, there's the checkbox that indicates whether a customer is a reward member or not. Okay? The other one is a toggle switch for turning the program on and off. And the third one here is a box to click to clear all the rewards that are currently accrued for rewards members. And the last one here is to run a report from the report center. You can run a members list and you can run a reward history list from here. You can also run those two reports from here. Now remember, we changed something on this reward setup, so I'm going to now save this because we've set up our reward program, and you can only have one reward program at one time. So we're going to hit save, and when we do that, because we've made some changes, we're going to get some reward setup change dialog boxes. And the first one says that how do we want to handle the current purchase tracking amounts? Do we want to keep the current amounts, or do we want to adjust the amounts based on the new tracking period? So you change the tracking period, and you had customers who were in progress of earning rewards based on their purchase history. And so now the question is, do you want to keep those amounts, or do you want to adjust them to reflect just the new tracking period? So we're going to say keep the amounts because we don't want to really upset our customers who are getting close to earning a reward, and we'll hit next. And then the second setup change dialog box is going to ask us, do we want to allow the customers to keep their existing rewards? So we can either say you can keep the existing rewards that are available for customers to redeem, or we're going to discard and recalculate the existing rewards and redemption will not be allowed. Now remember, the first one was for the purchase amount that was accruing towards rewards. This is the actual earned rewards, and the question is, are we going to allow them to keep those rewards or throw those out and start all over? So we're going to say keep the existing rewards, and then we'll hit next, and it says this is the summary, and we'll say finish. Okay, now that's the steps that we go through to set up the rewards program. And now what I'd like to do is just demo a couple of items for you. First of all, we're going to go to make a sale, and I'm going to do a demonstration of a customer who has some loyalty points or reward points earned. Now the other thing that I would like to mention here is you can create and print a customer badge or a reward program identification badge for your customers that has a unique barcode on it for that customer. And you might want to consider doing this if your reward program is going to be of any size. And the way that would work is then when the customer comes in and hands you their badge, simply scan it, and I'm going to simulate this by pasting a customer ID in this box here, and then I'm going to hit enter, and notice that it has added the customer Eric Dunn to this sales receipt, which was simply by scanning the identification card that we had given the customer. Okay, so now we have Eric on here, and we're just going to now make a purchase here. And he's buying a baseball glove, and we're going to say he's paying cash. So as soon as I hit the tender, it gives me this dialog box here that says that there are available rewards of $5 off, and that it expires on July the 31st. So do we want to redeem it now or save it for later? So let's just say we're going to redeem it now. The customer wants to collect his rewards, so we'll say redeem now, and it will then apply. If you'll notice up here on the sales receipt line, there's a reward line, and it's applying a $5 discount to this particular purchase, and we've reduced it accordingly. We're going to say paid an exact amount, and we're going to hit save. Now I'm going to print this receipt just to show you. I'm actually going to preview it, and now you can notice here that on this receipt we have the glove that he purchased, and then we have the reward listed here for the $5 that we saw, and then we see down here that we have total rewards of $5, total savings, and then it also says you've earned rewards redeemable through July 31st. Now this customer earned, we're getting a second dialog box here that says the customer earned $5, and that's because even though this ticket was not for a full $91, he had some other purchases that built up to the $100 threshold that we're tracking. So as soon as you cross that threshold, then you're awarded the reward of, in this case, $5 for each $100 of purchases. So we're just going to click OK, and then we're going to get the dialog box. Do we want to email this? And this is a good way to be green. It's also a good way that if you didn't have this customer's email address, you could request the email address if they wanted you to email it to them. We're going to say no here, and we'll close that out. Now I'm going to demo one other one, but before I do, let me just quickly mention the accounting process here. When you're creating or awarding these reward points, there is really no cash changing hands and no real liability that's created. This is actually a discount, so there's no accounting impact at the time that the rewards are earned. And when the customer comes in and redeems the reward, it's simply a discount. So the accounting that would take place is that the sale, if you're reporting in detail, you'd have a gross sale with a $5 sale discount listed, and if you're just reporting net sales, then you would simply have the $5 reduced off of the gross sale for a net sale amount. So that's pretty straightforward accounting on it. Okay, so now I'm going to demo quickly for you a customer that is not a member. So we're picking up Andrew Jacobs, and it says, do we want to enroll this customer in the rewards program? So he's standing in front of us, and we're saying, would you like to join our program? And he says, yes, I would. So we'll click yes, and now he's eligible to earn rewards, and he's listed in our customer list as a rewards program member. Okay, so in summary, I would say the process to set up the reward program is pretty straightforward, not very complicated. And I hope you've been able to see how you would walk through here and set up each piece of this, and then how you would use this program to hopefully increase your sales, engender some customer loyalty, but also, just as important, maybe more important, is it's a great way to collect customer name and email information, and then you can use this information along with the email campaign functionality that's in QuickBooks Point of Sale that will allow you then to do some very targeted email marketing campaigns to your customer base and really drive up your sales. So if you found this helpful, I would ask you to go to our web store at argentpos.com, and you can click on the QuickBooks How-To Video tab, and you'll see a number of QuickBooks Point of Sale tutorial videos, and along with some of the QuickBooks Financial and QuickBooks Enterprise tutorial videos. Thank you very much for watching.